this is Lucy and welcome to a Building 101 episode. A couple of people have asked and I have built a few floating camps, so I thought I would show you a couple of easy ways to build a floating camp. So hopefully this video won't be too long and it won't all go horribly wrong. So let's start. I have built a few floating camps recently and the way I've done it is fairly simple, but there is a downside. You build a wall and you can go as high as you like. You can build 2 walls, 3 walls, bearing in mind that if you're on a flat surface like this, a flat area, that from where your camp widget is, I think you have 5 stories plus a roof. I mean, there's a bit of leeway depending on how high your foundations are. Where I've built really high camps, it's because I've built them in an area where there is a cliff or a tree, and I've managed to wedge my camp widget halfway up. That then gives you the equivalent up and down, so I suppose 10 stories in theory. So you build a wall, and I'm afraid you do need an atom store item for this, which is these catwalks. You build a catwalk. If you want your camp over there but you can't put a foundation over there, you can just have as many catwalks as you like. You can even put one that goes this way. Take a staircase and you place your staircase on. Now, for this one I'm going to do it this way, it's easier because of the build space I've got. You can delete the catwalk. You now have a floating staircase. And what this means is you can attach floors to it. So obviously you need to build a 2-story building or have a floating ladder, which is what I did on my crow's nest camp. It had a floating ladder so that people could get up there. Because the other thing you have to bear in mind is that although enemies can't get up here, it also means that other players can't get up, and you might not even be able to get up. Now the only problem with this is that if you do that by accident, you cannot remove the floor. There is a way to do it, and that is build another staircase down and put a foundation underneath. But what it does mean is your camp is no longer floating, so you pretty much have to start again. I think the Brotherhood of Steel ship that I built, I think the iteration you saw was number 7, and I did have a problem with some roofs on that and kind of had to fudge it, to be honest, because I just couldn't face building it 8 times. Because each time I built it, I kind of experimented with a bit more, doing something different, and then it went wrong. But I learnt from it. You may not want to build your camp 7 times, so. It's up to you. If you want to know how I double walled those camps, I will quickly show you. All I did was double walled underneath, and then took these doorways out. Because you can double wall on a wall that's double walled. If it'll let you. There is another way to build a floating camp that's quite easy. This method is attributed to Cover Camps. He's a great Fallout76 builder, and if you haven't checked out his channel, please do. This uses roofs and walls. Build 2 staircases up. Put a floor up. This floor is a spare floor, so I'm going to change it to a different texture so I know not to build on it. I'm just going to build just a 2 square. I hate these upper floors. I think they hate me as well. Just going to build a 2 square cabin just to show you the technique. Put walls around. Put a door in so you can get in. Going to put a roof on. Now, from this spare floor, I'm going to build a staircase down. Then put floors on it. This is why you need it to be too high. And I'm going to put floors around until we're underneath the build, the cabin. Have I mentioned recently how much I hate these upper floors? Right. Now, I am going to build half walls, 2 half walls, all the way round. And I am not going to box myself in, which I nearly did on one take. Right, so there we have that. Go back up to the cabin, take the floor out and replace it with a roof. Now you can go underneath here and you can remove these half walls, the bottom ones, and then all of this. However, it did occur to me, so you have this underlip and that's fine, I like it, it works. It did occur to me, these green roofs, if you have them, you can turn them into these corner pieces and break the dependency. So you can, if you want, remove this bottom row. Turn it back. If you do this and you want to take this down, you will find that these roofs float. If you just turn them back into the corner pieces, again, the corner roofs, you can remove them. I mean, obviously it means you have to have a green floor, but we have got plenty of rugs now, because there are new ones in the Atom store. So here you have a completely floating box. There used to be another way to build a floating camp, which was by using stacked staircases, but Bethesda took the ability to do that out of the game. However, recently they've reintroduced it. You place a staircase down, put a pillar on top, add another pillar on top of that. Yes, you can stack pillars again. Remove the first pillar, and you should be able to snap another staircase on top. Now, this is fine, except I have tried repeatedly, and I've tried using pillars in different places and various other things. You can no longer remove the staircase underneath. I did a video of this last year, and I actually rewatched my video to make sure I hadn't missed anything. I have tried putting pillars all over it so it looks like a pillar hedgehog, and I have not yet found a way to remove this bottom staircase. I know SH Games has done videos on blueprinting these and being able to float them in the air, but I think that this has been patched. I did also notice that although you can stack, I have a lot of blueprints, although you can stack pillars, our ability to free place stacked pillars no longer works. You can put them down where there are snap points, but you used to be able to just free place two like this, but you can no longer do that. So although they've given us the functionality back, they have left some functionality out. So this is useful for other things, but I miss being able to use this as drain pipes and various other things that I used to use it as, so I'm a bit sad about that. But for camps that are floating that you don't want to look like they're floating, in theory, at least it's some additional functionality. So now you've watched this video, you should be able to build something like this. This is my up house. I built it last night. It's not completely decorated yet, but I'm quite happy with it. I would have liked to have put more balloons on top, but I'm pretty much at the max height of the build area, so I may do a build video of this. If you would like how to build this video, please let me know in the comments below. I may build it in a slightly different location. The reason it's so high is because I built a foundation over here, took the foundations out, put contemporary porch foundations on so that I could get those railings on. Because the railings absolutely make it. So I may be able to find somewhere slightly more suited to build it. The only problem I have on Scarlet is that I don't have a jetpack other than my power armour. So to get up there, I have to put my power armour on. But it's worth it. It really confuses the super mutants, and it's great to be able to snipe them from up here. It's got great views out the back. I have been considering just putting a glass wall on the back so you can see the great views. I will finish decorating it. The only thing I did learn from doing this, because whenever I've built these, I used the the wall and the catwalk technique to build this, obviously because it's got floors, is I've always left the foundations underneath even though I'm not using them, so that if I make a mistake it's easier to put a ladder down and start again. I tried to put these interior walls on after I'd taken the foundations off, and if you try and put a wall on, they are all cannot place selected item. Get one that will actually go down. Come here. The error is that you need, well, it's not giving me the error now, but the error it was giving me last night was that, oh yes, needs foundation. You don't need to have a foundation connected. All you need to do is go underneath the building and put a foundation down. It just needs a foundation in your camp. So just be aware of that if you're building one of these floating camps. Don't take your foundations off until you've finished, and if you do and you want to change something, just plonk a foundation down anywhere. You can take it up again. It does not need to be connected. So I hope this video has been useful, and if you want me to do a build video of the up house, please let me know. That's all from me today. Thank you for watching.